Welcome to Voices and Choices. I'm Karen Lustgarten. Today we're examining an issue in the news that involves parents, teens, teachers, researchers, school boards, and elected officials. The issue is teaching sex education in the public schools. There are two approaches to teaching sex ed. One is abstinence and the other is comprehensive. Palm Beach County uses an abstinence-based curriculum in the classroom. Comprehensive sex ed instructors are not invited to teach. But here's the concern. Research studies have found misinformation in the abstinence-based curriculum and indicates that abstinence-based programs aren't really working. Several important studies have come out in favor of medically accurate, comprehensive sex ed as a way to teach better how to protect teens. So why is abstinence-only sex ed the method of choice with our school board? Well, to answer and discuss this are my guests. Lloyd Groves, thank you for joining us. Lloyd is the program director for Be the One, program that does go into the schools to teach. And Ricky Siegel, who is sexuality educator at Palm Beach Community College and at Planned Parenthood. And Mary Capobianco, who is the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood of South Palm Beach and Broward counties. Thank you for joining us. I really welcome you on the show.
Thank you.
And I'd like to start by clarifying first, what are the main differences between an abstinence-based and a comprehensive sex ed program? Maybe Lloyd, you can address what are the elements of an abstinence-based program?
An abstinence-based program, we are governed by federal statutes. So there are certain things that we have to make sure we cover in the curriculum, and that is that we have to cover every contraceptive methodology that is out there, but we have to cover it from the failure rates, Karen. And the other thing, you made a comment that abstinence-based is the only thing that's taught in Palm Beach County. The ACT-SMART program is also part of the Palm Beach County, which is Abstinence Plus. So I'm a little confused.
Okay,
there.
We need to clarify these terms then,
Okay.
because I think a lot of people really don't understand. There's
Exactly.
an abstinence only, there's an abstinence based, now there's an abstinence plus,
Correct.
and there's comprehensive sex ed.
Correct.
Okay, so perhaps you can tell us what the difference is between an abstinence only, an abstinence based, and an abstinence plus.
Karen, do you know when economists make comments, each one is different? So I think you're going to find the same thing with
Well,
that.
that's fine.
Abstinence only focuses on teaching the young people decision-making skills, critical thinking skills, helping them to see how they can have a happy, healthy, and a prosperous life. It is very complete in what we teach because many of your programs only cover one or two methodologies of prevention. But I think the critical issue is that abstinence only is a risk elimination program because we do not teach anything to do with contraceptive other than the failure rates, because that's what we are mandated by Congress to do. So we can only teach the failure rates. That's why I believe that the comprehensive is critical as well, because that is a risk reduction program. So you have a risk elimination program and you have a risk reduction program. And in having both programs, the young people are exposed to the different ideologies and the different methods, and different students are going to pick up on different things. And so I think that it's critical that both programs be part of the sexual health education in the schools, because I know my friends here, Rick and Mary, will agree, this is a public health issue.
If I could point out that is in direct contradiction to the Palm Beach County School District's kindergarten through 12th grade comprehensive sex ed curriculum, which was put in place in 1993. So, you know, your introductory comments said that there's the two different approaches, and the Palm Beach County schools are using the abstinence approach. In practice, that's true, and the Be the One program is in the schools. And while I agree in theory with what you said about presenting both messages, the reality is that the comprehensive sex ed message is not being offered in schools because the abstinence-only approach is in favor with the state and federal government. So those guidelines for abstinence-only education are not the law of the land for what has to be in schools. They are the law of the land for the message that must be delivered to deliver that kind of program.
So in other words, when you say abstinence-based or abstinence-only, really, according to the law, you're not allowed to teach about contraception.
Except to point out how they fail.
The failure rate.
Oh,
And from
only the failure rate. That's all you're allowed to teach.
From my observation of that approach, while you say we do teach all of the birth control methods, when the focus is only on their failure, then the implied message is do not rely on birth control to avoid pregnancy. The only way to avoid any consequences, the risk elimination that you mentioned, is total and complete abstinence.
Well,
I also take objection with the fact that, again, from my observation, abstinence itself is often not really defined in the context of human sexual behavior.
Now, I really would like a definition.
Okay. let me
what
correct.
is abstinence programs versus now? What is comprehensive sex
Okay,
ed
well, let me
programs?
back up
Okay.
one step. You used the expression abstinence-based several times, and we really believe that all sexuality education is abstinence-based. In other words, no one is going into schools to encourage kids to become sexually active.
So what's the difference? Where does a comprehensive sex ed program go that abstinence-based or doesn't go?
Honestly, one very key difference that I see is that the abstinence only till marriage approach does not have an answer for the young person that says, I hear what you're saying, I appreciate it, but I'm sexually active and I'd like information on being the sexually healthiest person I can be.
And Karen, that is correct.